Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a really quick little tip on how to fully cover your acne scars and your acne. As soon as I get into it, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I use for this tutorial, and I'm also going to show you guys what my skin looks like with absolutely nothing on it. Now, I even specifically mentioned when I was filming that tutorial that I waited until that time of the month when my skin is at its worst, because I want you guys to see that I'm human too, and I do occasionally suffer from breakouts and acne and scars and all of that. So a lot of you guys know that I'm always playing around. I'm always trying to find different techniques for the best way to get that beautiful, flawless, airbrushed coverage that everybody's after. So in this quick tip video, I'm going to actually be using a powder foundation and a foundation that's acting as a concealer. Now, the concealer and the powder foundation that I'm going to show you guys in this video are just really my favorite. You don't have to go out and buy the same exact products. I'm just showing you guys what I like to use. So feel free to substitute either the powder or the concealer with your favorite. And before I make this intro any longer, I'm going to show you guys how it's done. Okay guys, so I purposely picked a day, and you guys are going to have to like this video down below for me because I purposely picked a day where my skin is really bad. It's during that time of the month because I want you guys to see actual flare-ups on my skin, acne marks, and active acne, so you guys can see that I'm not making it up here, because a lot of times you guys say, oh, you always talk about having acne and I never see any on your face. So here's your proof right here. It's a little bit nerve-wracking for me to come up on video looking like this, so go ahead and thumbs up this video. So I am gonna zoom you guys in a second so you can see it up close and personal, but again, I just want to show you guys this abomination on my face right here so you guys can see that I really am covering up some serious stuff here. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do is use a foundation powder, and I used to do this the other way around, but I found that when I use this method that I really use a lot less product altogether. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is take my powder foundation. I'm using the one by Advanced Minerals, and I have two shades here just because I'm in between colors right now. So I'm using Taylor and I'm using Angelina. I'm just gonna mix both of them together, and I'm gonna apply this over my whole face. And this is gonna give me pretty good coverage. I would say medium coverage. It's not gonna cover everything on my skin, but I don't really need that really full coverage all over. I need the full coverage, you know, where I have acne or scars or redness or something going on. So I'm gonna be putting a light wash of this powder foundation all over my face. Okay, and there we go. That is one layer of this foundation right here. So you can see that it pretty much did cover everything up. Some days when I'm running errands and stuff like that, I will go out like this, but when I want really full coverage, there's one more step, and that's concealing after. A lot of people are confused if you should conceal your skin before or after foundation. I always like to conceal after. Even if it's a powder foundation, like what I'm using now, I like to conceal after. So what I'm gonna be using is actually marketed as a foundation, but it's so full coverage that I don't know how anyone could put this all over their face. It would just look like too much full coverage, if that makes sense. So this is by CoverGirl, and it is called their Aqua Smooth Foundation. Oops, I just dropped a little sponge that comes out of it, but I don't like to use this for anything. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Mine is in the shade Buff Beige. And for those of you that were wondering the shades of the powder foundation that I was using, I used the shades Angelina and Taylor. And the blush for that powder foundation I was using was this e.l.f. powder brush, only $1 at Target. And what I'm gonna be using to conceal is this F80 brush from Sigma. So basically all I'm gonna do is treat this like a concealer. I need so little, it's not even funny. I'm basically just gonna dab my brush in just like that. There's a tiny little bit on my brush, you can hardly even see it. And I'm just gonna take this and dab it over the spots where I need that extra coverage. Okay, and really right now when I look at the rest of my face, I think that's the only big trouble area that I have going on. So I'm gonna stay with the rest of my face, really just with that powder. And then the last step that I like to do is take the brush that I was using for the powder. It has a little bit of leftover powder on it. You can't even really see it that well. So it's a tiny minuscule little amount. And what I'm gonna do is just pat right over what I just concealed. Oop, there's a brush hair. So what I'm gonna do is just pat right over what I concealed, and that's just gonna set it, ensure that it stays put all day long. And you'll probably have noticed that everything that I did today, I used a patting motion. When I was applying my powder, I applied it kind of dabbing it in instead of swiping it on, because it gives a lot more coverage when you dab it. And the same exact thing when we were concealing. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face. I'm gonna apply a little bit of bronzer and finish my eye makeup and my lips. Okay, and I'll be right back. And now I am completely done. If you guys are interested to see how I got the rest of the makeup in this look, I do have a full review, not a review, a full video, a tutorial on it showing you guys exactly how I got the rest of this makeup. This is actually my 10-minute everyday makeup. So if you're interested in seeing that, I'm going to link it down below. So yeah, this was basically just a little trick that I was playing around with, and like I said, when I use this method, I use a lot less product. And I also feel like the finished result gives me a lot more of a flawless look, and this coverage lasts all day long on me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned a little something. Let me know if you decide to try it out, and I will see you guys all in a future video. Mwah. Bye!